Hello. So today we are solving data structure and algorithm questions which are asked in interview. Before starting the video, I would like to tell you that if you want to watch this video in Hindi, the Hindi version of this video, that video's link will be available in the description. If you want to read about the code which I'm writing in English, Hindi, or Hinglish, which is a combination of Hindi and English, that link also will be provided in description and there's that. So let me start the question. Let me tell you what the question says and let's solve the question. So the question says that move all the negative number to the beginning and the positive to the end. So what it means? Okay, let me first open board so that I can explain you guys. Okay, let me move this here. Okay. So, what question is saying that okay, let's break this function down first so that you can understand what we are given and what we have to do. So we are given an vector. Okay, we are given as vector, which is as you can see here. Here we are given a vector which is of type integer. So that means that there is a vector which consists integers like number -1, 2, 0, 5, something like this. So we are given a vector which consists of numbers. And what we have to return? We have to return the vector. The output will be vector of type integer. So the two information which we get from here is we are given a vector to work with and we have to return a vector as an output. Okay, if that is clear, so let's understand the problem. So the problem states that there is a vector, like I'm making a random vector so that I can explain. Let's say this is 3, this is -1, this is 0, this is 2, this is 5. So what this question says that you have to give me an output where the vector is -1, 0, then what is our number then? After that, 2, 3, and 5. So all the negative numbers should come before the positive. So all the negative numbers should come before the positive. This is what the question states. So let's go ahead and solve the question. So what we can do is let's break the solution down. So let's say we have a vector. If we initialize a pointer somewhere here, let's say this is 3, this is -1, this is 5, this is 2. Let's say there is some pointer at index 0, which uh, this is an index 0. Some pointer I at index 0. And some pointer I at index 0, and we have a pointer j which will traverse through this vector. So this j will go through this vector like this and like this and like this. And what we can do is we can say if j, the element at j, because this is vector 1, this is index 2, this is index 3. So we can say that j pointer is going through the all the index, and if any element at jth pointer is less than 0, then move it ahead, then swap that element with array I, array j. So so because because our I is present at zeroth index, if some element is less than 0, that means that element is negative. So we will swap that array I, that element ith index to the element of jth index. So if j j at in at index 1 is less than 0, swap the j to I. So if we do that, then our minus 1 will be swapped with 3. So minus will be swapped with 3. So this is how our code will work, and let's now write the code. And it's pretty easy. It's like it is a small code, but I hope that you got the gist of it, and I will try that you understand while I'm writing the code. So what we have said, we want a vector at our output. We have an vector as an input. So what we can do first, we can go ahead and initialize our I. Let's initialize our I. Okay, let's initialize I is equals to 0, because initially the I is at 0th index, or we can say I is 0, because we need something to compare. So if we can compare like this, if some number is less than 0, that is negative. If some number is greater than 0, that is positive. So our I is to compare the number at the given index. So we have I, which is equals to 0. Then we will go ahead and say for int j, will start at 0th index. J will go to num dot num dot size minus 1, because we are starting from 0 bit indexing, or we can start from 1 base indexing. So we can say num dot size, and then we will say j plus plus. So what these line of code will do, so this will compare the element at a given index while traversing, j is traversing to our array. And why nums dot size is will give the size of an vector. So it will give how long a vector is, the size of a vector is. It, okay, let me erase this also. Okay. So we have initialized our I. We have initialized the loop. Now we have to check for comparison. Let's say if num j is less than 0, if any element is less than 0 at jth index. So what I'm trying to say, what this jth index actually means. So as we traverse, like let me, this is 0th index. Let me tell you how traversal works. This and 3. So j will start from 0, which is 0th index, and this is our element. 0 is our element. When you write something like this, that means this element at index, this is an element at given index, right? So if let's say my 5 is, we are checking 5 is less than 0, which is not true, then this whole logic inside if will not hold. But if let's say any element, let's say here at 3, minus 1 is there, then if we go ahead and say okay, minus 1 is less than 0, which is true, then the logic inside the if will work. I hope that is clear. So So if element at j is less than 0, then swap swap is a function array at index I with array at index j. The element at index I will be get swapped with element at index j, and then we will say I plus plus because we have to move the I to check for the next element. And then because we have to return a vector, this logic is complete. Then we will say return num. We have not made any vector, our new vector. We only use the vector, like this vector was given to us. We used this vector and we swapped all the element, and now after getting the right output which we want, we are just returning it. We have not initialized any vector here. So we have never not we have not used an extra space. So let's go ahead and run it, and let's see what happens. Okay, it's testing somewhere down the line. Okay, it would be not array because nums is given, so will say nums, and then we will say nums because the name of an vector is num. So let's go ahead and run. So as you can see, it passes all the test case. So there's that. This is how you can solve this problem. Move all negative number to the beginning and positive to the end. So if you want to learn about this, and if you want to know how this code works, go ahead. There is a link in the description where I have explained this code in English, Hindi and English. And if you want to watch this video, अगर आपको ये video हिंदी में देखनी है, there is a link in the description for a Hindi version of this video. So go ahead, you can watch that, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.